Welcome to the deep dive. Okay, let's just jump right in. We're talking about something I think we all grapple with, right? This message. You are beautiful, just the way you are.
Yeah, it sounds lovely, doesn't it? Such a positive thing to hear.
It really is. But I don't know about you, but it feels like life often adds a little asterisk, you know? Like you're beautiful, but maybe if you just, and then there's an ad or a trend.
Or even just that voice inside your own head. Yeah.
Exactly, that little internal critic.
hmm It's like we're constantly wading through these messages, some subtle, some, well, really not subtle at all,
Right.
telling us we need to change something, fix something, to like finally be okay.
Totally. So for this deep dive, we looked at a really great discussion on this from the EDP English Dialogue podcast.
hmm
They kind of nailed this tension.
They really did. It was quite insightful.
So yeah, our mission here is to, go a bit deeper than just repeating the phrase. We want to figure out why this message actually matters so much.
And how we can genuinely start to feel it for ourselves, maybe. Embrace our own uniqueness.
Yes, and also, crucially, how to push back against all that pressure telling us we need to look a certain way. You're here for quick, solid insights, so let's get into it.
Okay.
First up, why is it such a struggle? Why is it so hard for so many of us to actually feel beautiful sometimes?
Well, one huge thing, and the EDP discussion highlighted this, is just the sheer volume of unrealistic images we see. Everywhere.
Oh, definitely.
In the media, obviously. But think about social media, movies, magazines.
Hmm.
There's this constant picture of ideal beauty. Often it's like digitally perfected too.
Right, it sets this impossible benchmark.
Exactly. It's like trying to measure up to something that isn't even fully real. Mirage, kind of.
And social media is ground zero for that, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
all highlights, curated feeds, so much filtering, editing.
Yeah, it creates this totally warped view of reality. And then, almost without thinking, you start comparing your normal everyday self to these like impossibly polished images.
Hmm. And if you're listening, maybe you recognize that feeling, that kind of overwhelm from seeing all that perfection online.
It's a very common feeling. And like the EDP folks pointed out, it's key to remember that a lot of what we see online, it's manufactured. It's not spontaneous, authentic life.
It's constructed.
Right. Then you add on top of that the wider societal stuff,
Yeah.
like these unspoken rules about looks based on gender or culture or the latest fad.
Ugh, the trends. Keeping up is exhausting.
It really is. It's like trying to hit a moving target that keeps changing shape. No wonder people feel worn out by it all.
Yeah, totally worn out. And it's not just the outside world pushing these ideas, is it? Often we're our own worst critics.
Oh, for sure. That internal voice can be way harsher than any magazine.
We just zoom in on the things we see as flaws, don't we? Instead of, like they suggested in the discussion, maybe appreciating what makes us us individually.
It can be incredibly draining, that constant self-scrutiny.
Yeah. But okay, here's the pivot, right? As they also talked about, we can change the story. We can redefine what beauty means.
We can. So what does that look like? What does beauty mean if it's not just that narrow definition?
Well, one angle from the source was beauty as authenticity, like just being genuinely yourself, inside and out.
Being real.
Yeah, being real. And what I liked was the idea that it's not purely visual.
No, absolutely not. And this speaker brought up beauty as kindness, how you treat people, the energy you bring into a room.
That's powerful.
It really is. They pointed out that looks change, obviously, but how someone's kindness makes you feel, that stays with you. That has lasting impact.
That totally reframes it, doesn't it? It makes beauty much bigger than just, physical appearance. It brings in personality, confidence,
If you affect others, yeah. It's a more holistic view, really.
much more.
And when you look at it that way, through that wider lens, it becomes pretty clear that beauty isn't some exclusive club. Everyone has unique things about them.
Right. Qualities, traits, they all add up to their own kind of beauty. It's about shifting where we put our focus.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Shifting perspective.
Okay, so conceptually, this makes sense. But, how do we actually do this
Yeah.
day to day? What are some real practical things we can do to feel more of that beauty, that confidence? The EDP chat has some good ideas here, too.
Yeah, they did. A big one, a starting point, is self-acceptance. Simple, but not easy.
Definitely not easy.
It means consciously looking for things you genuinely like about yourself instead of always defaulting to the perceived flaws.
So focusing on, I don't know, your sense of humor or how you handle challenges maybe, your smile?
Anything, your laugh, how you listen to friends, your resilience, whatever resonates, it's about actively shifting that internal spotlight.
Okay, I like that. Shifting the spotlight.
Yeah.
And related to that, they mentioned gratitude, right?
Yes. Being grateful for what your body actually does, not just how it looks.
Like the fact that it lets you walk or breathe or hug someone or experience music.
Precisely. Moving from criticism, I don't like this part, to appreciation, wow, my legs carry me places. It's a powerful mindset shift.
Yeah. Maybe for everyone listening, just take a second. Think of one thing your body lets you do that you enjoy. It's a good little exercise.
It really is something you can do anytime. Another very practical tip was about curating your environment, especially online.
Ah, the social media cleanse?
Kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Actively follow accounts that promote body positivity, diversity, stuff that makes you feel good, or at least neutral.
Mm.
And importantly, unfollow the ones that consistently make you feel bad about yourself.
Take control of your feed. That makes sense.
It's about managing your input.
Mm.
And then there's the internal work, managing your own thoughts.
The inner dialogue. Yeah.
Being mindful of it. When you catch yourself thinking something harsh about your appearance, try to consciously swap it for something kinder. Or even just neutral.
Like instead of, I hate my nose, maybe just, this is my nose.
Exactly. Or, my nose helps me smell things I love. It's about practicing self-kindness, training that inner voice.
Training the inner voice. I like that framing.
And another thing, celebrate what makes you different. The discussion really emphasized this. Those quirks, the things that make you stand out, often that's where the real beauty lies.
Don't try to just blend in.
Right. Embrace your uniqueness.
Yeah.
It's an asset, not a liability.
Yeah. And part of that is protecting it, too. They talked about boundaries.
Mm-hmm. If someone says something hurtful about how you look, it's okay to push back.
Or just distance yourself.
Exactly. You don't have to just absorb that negativity. Protect your peace.
Okay, so those are individual actions. What about the bigger picture? How do we challenge these wider beauty standards that are just everywhere? The source had thoughts on this, too.
Yeah, a really key one is education. Just understanding how media and advertising work.
Knowing the game, basically.
Pretty much. Realizing how images are often manipulated, photoshopped, curated, often just to sell you something.
Right, marketing versus reality.
Once you see the strings, see the techniques, those perfect images lose a lot of their power over you. It creates critical distance.
That's empowering. And then actively seeking out diversity.
Yes. Consciously look for and appreciate different kinds of beauty. In art, in media, in the people around you, different body types, skin tones, ages, styles.
It counteracts that narrow, dominant image we get bombarded with.
Exactly. It broadens your definition and reminds you beauty is incredibly varied. And they also encourage, speaking up.
Challenging those comments when you hear them.
Oh, yeah. If someone reinforces a harmful stereotype or standard, maybe gently challenge it. Even just saying, I think beauty's about more than just looks, can plant a seed.
Every little bit helps shift the conversation.
It does. And finally, focus on your other strengths. You're not just your appearance, your creativity, your humor, your smarts, your skills.
All those other parts that make you you. Beauty is way more than skin deep.
So much more, which leads really nicely into self-compassion.
Ah, yes, being kind to ourselves. The YouTube discussion really drove this home.
It's fundamental, isn't it? It basically means treating yourself like you'd treat a good friend.
So when you're feeling down about yourself, ask, what would I say to my friend right now?
Exactly. And usually the answer is something much kinder, more understanding than the stuff we tell ourselves.
That's such a good check. A good way to reframe that harsh inner talk.
And it helps with bouncing back, too. When you make a mistake or feel insecure, self-compassion lets you acknowledge it without beating yourself up endlessly.
Recognizing that, yeah, everyone struggles. Everyone has imperfections. It's normal.
It builds resilience. Being kind to yourself helps you navigate challenges and keep going on that path towards, feeling okay in your own skin.
Okay, so one final piece from the discussion that really struck me was deliberately shifting focus away from appearance altogether.
Oh, yeah, that's a powerful move. Instead of the default question being, how do I look?
Try asking, how do I feel? Or maybe, what impact am I making?
Right. Prioritizing your inner state, your actions, your contributions over just the surface level.
It's valuing substance, who you are, not just what you look like. And you can extend that outwards, too. how we compliment others.
Instead of just, you look great, maybe that was really insightful, or you're always so kind, or I love your creative ideas.
Exactly. It fosters deeper connections. It shows you value the whole person.
It just changes the whole energy, doesn't it, when you
Yeah.
focus on those deeper qualities in ourselves and others.
It really does. It helps us all remember what's actually important, what has real lasting value.
Wow. Okay, this has been a really rich deep dive. It
Yeah.
brings us back so clearly to that core idea. You are beautiful just the way you are.
Yeah. And it's not just a fluffy saying. It's about really owning your authentic self. Flaws, quirks, everything.
Celebrating what makes you unique. Knowing you are enough right now.
Absolutely. And look, those moments of self-doubt, they'll still happen. We're human.
For sure.
But when they do, maybe remember some of this conversation, revisit these ideas, find those voices that remind you of your worth.
Because you absolutely are more than how you look, your perspective, your talents. The world needs you. It really does. So maybe just a final thought to leave people with. As you go about your day today,
Yeah.
what's one tiny act of self-acceptance you could practice? Just one small thing. Could be noticing something you like. Could be quieting that inner critic for a moment.
Just one small act. That's a good place to start. Something to think about.